Hmm. Seems I found you.
How in the... I should have known. I deliberately provided simple instructions, yet people can't manage if I'm not supervising. I do hate leadership at times. There's no way you can be healed up. Why even come here? You can't win this fight. You're broken and alone. You lost. You could have walked out of this canyon and I'd never have given you a second thought. Apparently, I'm just not good at vengeance. You killed my brother, so I maimed and humiliated you, then slaughtered a town and forced you to watch. That's more or less even, right? I know you're anxious to spew some venomous diatribe, but permit me a moment. Let's say that a miracle occurs and you killed me. You'll limp back to the Mojave with a broken body, your myth shattered. People will only remember your feelings. They're just lousy that way. They won't talk
He
about
doesn't
how you
want to
killed me.
die.
They'll mock you for getting captured and allowing the town to get butchered. You had a good thing in the Mojave. You should have stayed there. Quite a stage we have here, huh? Audience of dead men. Go ahead, tell me how I'm destined for the infernal reaches or all manner of mutilation. I'm sure it will be very bold and original.
Aw, you scared? I think you are scared. If you somehow end up killing me, yeah, you are scared. Took care of Ford and the other hunters. Looks like you're alone too.
Ford was a parasite, the lowest form of man, unable to stand on his own, forge his own path. He could only leech off the energy of others. At least Randall had purpose and guts. Once the hunters were paid and gone, I was going to personally cut Ford's throat, so thanks. As for being alone, that's how it's always been. Anyone who's honest knows that's what life is. It's a slow, lonely stroll through hell. Only person I ever cared about was my brother, and you took it upon yourself to snuff him out for a greasy wad of caps. This is how it should be. I'm ready, courier.
You scared? I think he is.
Scared? No, not in the least. I'm gravely disappointed. You had to get involved with every little thing, didn't you? Before you killed my brother, I had a good thing going here. I had real peace for the first time in my life, and you took it from me. I'll get it back with the NCR, but it's going to be a while before the fire goes out inside. That's why I hate you. You remind me of what I am. I'd kill you 1,000 times if I could, just to see that look. The moment when you realize that you're no better than me. Even if you survive, you'll carry the curse. You'll never have a normal life. People will always see the blood on your hands before anything else. So no, I'm not scared. I pity you.
Oh, he pities me.
I only regret that I didn't personally see to your demise. To bind, prod, whip, skewer, and slice you until all that remained was twitching flesh. I regret the passing benevolence which tainted my judgment, made me doubt my own nature, my strength. It was an infection of weakness. I wish I could have scourged your friends in front of your eyes, then let you listen to their screams after I'd blinded you. Do you know what I feel when I think of the townspeople, Randall or his family? Nothing. They were no more than insects, mere parasites. This world is hate, and I am its greatest pupil. Bring your courage, your righteousness. Measure it against my resolve, and you will fail.
You don't care that you're about to die? Are you serious? I don't think he does.
So the toad says to the wolf. Death is a comfort to me, nothing to be dreaded. Even if I fall, I am happy, no, overjoyed, at your suffering. You'll never live this down, never. If I die, you'll still be remembered as a failure, tainted forever. I can die happy knowing that.
Alright, well.
Oh, how sentimental of you, using Randall's old piece. I knew I shouldn't have buried that stuff with you. Very careless.
Yeah.
You know, I've also got a revolver that I've used over the years. I call it Old Scratch. Not sure exactly what inspired the name, it just stuck. I'm normally not keen on religion, but sometimes I think this old Roscoe has a hunger for souls. Crazy, right? So it's your Remington versus Old Scratch. Sounds like a pre-war monster movie. Wouldn't it be ironic if that's all that people remembered? Pardon me, I'm normally not so glib in these moments, but the tension is just invigorating. It's time. Accept your death.
I didn't even have the right gun on. Oh, he just smoked me. Alright, well, I just got smoked. I couldn't even get close to him. Jesus. Just in case. At least we'll be right back to it.
Far too slow, worm.
Oh, he got me again. Damn it. This weapon just doesn't do enough damage. He just one-shotted me. Dude just one-shotted me. Yeah, fuck Sweet Revenge. I don't know, that might be a better weapon. What the fuck? How did he get me? How is this possible? Like, I don't have a better weapon than this one. He got me again. One shot, old scratch. Holy crap.
Breach.
Got you, motherfucker. We got him. I'm gonna be taking that old scratch is coming with me. And we're taking your outfit too. Does he just forever have his weapon even though I own it? I want to actually see what this weapon is. Old scratch. Looks nice though. We actually did it. Is that a grave we can open too? Randall's grave. So he actually buried Randall. That's kind of surprising. He actually gave Randall his own. And it sounded like he liked Randall, but he had to get his. Hell yeah. We killed Marko. Let's get a move on it. Come on. The hallway. You think Thorn bounced on me? Probably right. It's done.
Yes? You did it. You actually did it. I didn't expect to see you again. So here thinking how I'd break it to your people back in Vegas.
Let's bounce. Back to the real world.
And so it was that the clash between the courier and Marko had come to its conclusion. Their actions had reshaped Frost Hill and irrevocably changed the fortunes of numerous inhabitants.
Shortly before the massacre at Frost Hill, an argument between Cocker and Cuddy resulted in Cuddy actually walking the fuck out the door. Cocker insisted on following Cuddy as he walked out of the Deep Creek Mountains, berating him the entire time. This continued for several weeks until Cuddy walked to an NCR recruiting station and enlisted to spite Cocker. Undeterred, Cocker enlisted beside his friend and immediately volunteered for frontline duty. Insistent that Cocker was in fact a pussy, Cuddy volunteered for the same.
Unable to retain ownership of the family farmstead, Dana soon uprooted and moved to West Side in the hopes of finding gainful employment. With few prospects, She attempted to provide for her homeless family through prostitution, but struggled to find enough clients. She committed suicide soon thereafter. Her boys turned to begging, then succumbed to chem abuse and prostitution. They died before the year's end.
Forsaking his criminal past, Doolin quietly headed west and reunited with his relatives on the family farm. While there was always some distance between Doolin and his kin, he eventually found peace through steady, honest industry. He often wondered what became of the courier who had shown mercy when there was no reason to give it. Doolin died in his sleep several decades later.
For all his rage and ferocity, Porter could not cope with the courier's fatal attack. His frozen corpse would endure as a testament to the power of the courier.
Though sure of himself at the time, Lee's decision to fight the courier resulted in quick death. His cadaver was dumped on the outskirts of town, where it was torn asunder and consumed by local predators.
When Godwin was slain by the courier, his campaign of terror against the NCR came to an immediate conclusion. Without their father, Godwin's children struggled to maintain the ranch and care for livestock. In the middle of an intense blizzard, starving mongrels would break into the dilapidated home, where they killed and consumed Godwin's children.
Jesus, that was rough right there. Holy crap. So since I killed the dad...
Despite the NCR's best efforts to suppress news of Frost's death, it was eventually leaked to the press, setting off a frenzy of reporting. The backlash from both public and the media would eventually compel the NCR to publicly enact measures that prevented the invasion of privacy. However, in a few years, a new agency was founded to exploit loopholes in the legislation, and surveillance of citizens continued unabated.
Ford's dream of becoming a wasteland legend died with him in Frost Hill when he met the Courier's wrath. In the final seconds before he died, Ford had hoped he'd earn his own chapter in the next dime novel about the Courier.
Like the courier, Cooper survived the ordeal of near death and became closer to his new master as a result. He followed the courier to the Mojave, determined to remain a loyal companion no matter the end.
Just north of Mojave, Thorne said his goodbyes to the courier and headed towards the setting sun. Unwilling to return to his home, Thorne decided he would reconnect with the followers of the apocalypse and renew his career in medicine. By assisting the helpless and healing the infirm, Thorne was able to move past the events at Frost Hill. He prayed that the courier could do the same.
Fresh off his successful operation to annex the Deep Creek Mountains, Brookshire was warmly received by his superiors at the NCR Embassy. After he ferried the surviving orphans of Frost Hill to state homes, Brookshire quietly filed a report that classified the courier as MIA. For his efforts, he was awarded with a promotion and a special commendation. His agency's director would call him a model for us all. Brookshire then planned his next operation from within the embassy, confident of his success, never considering that the courier might return.
In spite of his best efforts to evade the courier, Glanton finally met his end, deep inside Knife Point Cavern. Glanton's surviving supporters hailed him as a martyr, and soon hunted the courier in a quest for retribution.
In the end, Marko was undone by the very trait he so often touted, resolve. The courier persevered through pain and death in order to claim victory. Without his strong leadership, the NCR outpost at Frost Hill floundered. Once the 80s resumed their raids, the town was abandoned. Even after his death, Marko's name incurred fear and dread whenever it was muttered. His body had perished, but the legend endured.
Despite Marko's best-laid plans, the courier battled back from the brink of death and prevailed in the legendary duel. Though Marko was dead, the courier had not emerged from the contest unscathed. He would bear physical and mental scars for the rest of his life. Quietly enduring his injuries, he steadily limped back to the Mojave wasteland, where uncertainty and war awaited him.